Yo, this is Jake. They call me Dr. Flock.
Views.
What's up? It's John.
Views.
And it's real life doing this, bitch.
Views. You are now listening to the Views from the Chair podcast.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Batman took over. I mean, you can't even turn the TV on, turn a podcast on without somebody fucking endorsing or having a commercial for some betting shit. They know what they doing. They getting over on everybody with that shit, dog.
I wonder if that shit is crazy too. Like they'll let you gamble your fucking life away.
Yeah, I mean they'll provide you with the little hotlines and shit, but at the end of the day,
1-800 gambler.
you ain't calling that fucking number.
Yeah, 1-800 gambler. Fuck out of here.
You is not calling the number.
Yeah, I'm not calling the number.
Fuck no. I couldn't imagine calling the gambling hotline like, yeah, I got a problem.
You feel like you'd have to really feel like a J, like, oh, I want to put this 5 on the Heat tonight, dog. Let me call 1-800 fucking gambler.
I honestly wonder what that conversation even goes like.
It's for sure like, yeah, I really want to bet this money, and like I don't have, all I have is my mortgage left, and like I need to buy groceries, and like, but like I got a hot streak coming, like I gotta ride this shit out. And they probably like, nah, chill, dog.
Motherfuckers like the Warriors playing. I know I could make an extra 200. I need it. I don't see how a person on the other line of that phone gonna stop you from doing that shit. Like, they need to freeze your accounts at that point if you gotta call that number.
Yeah, if you call that number, that's probably something they do, and they don't even tell people. If you call that number, it should be like an automatic six-month suspension.
Yeah, or even just suspend you from the fucking app. Like, yeah, you can't go to this app and you can't take cash out. So you
gotta relax. I saw not on our topic list, but I did see that the FDA was about to ban Juuls.
I saw that.
Other stuff. Yeah,
I think it's necessary. I think it's necessary if they actually blowing up and killing people. I mean, I guess it's an alternative to.
I don't really be seeing people smoke them shits like that for real. I mean, I know people smoke them, but like.
Yeah, I know they was buying them heavy.
Cigarettes are on the out, dog. Like I was thinking about that shit the other day. Like when I was at the bar, my buddy Chris came into town. We were like bar hopping, and like they like even like when we were in college or college age, like you go to a bar, there would be like a group of like 15 people outside smoking cigs.
Yeah, I feel like it's still like that.
That group is like that group's dwindling, dog.
But that's the thing. They go to other things like the e-cigs, weed. I mean, I don't know if weed's the most dangerous thing compared to a cig, but they just go to other things. Or shit, shout out to the people that cold turkey that shit, because some of them do.
Yeah, I guess. What did you do last weekend?
I didn't do shit.
Yeah,
We back, by the way. Introduction, we back. The global podcast Views from the Chair. Sorry for the no introduction, but yeah, I didn't do shit last weekend. What was last weekend?
Juneteenth.
Father's Day.
Yeah.
And what else? Pride Month. It was a lot last weekend.
Pride Month.
I didn't even know it was I think it's called Black Music Month. I didn't even know that was a thing, but that's what June is.
Speaking on Pride Month, we could touch on this later, but I watched a Logic interview with Rory Amal. I thought that was really interesting. Did you catch it?
Oh, I listened to it on the app.
It's the same thing. I thought it was pretty good. Is Juneteenth a cookout holiday?
It should be is a cookout holiday. I mean, honestly, some people, I guess since it's a quote unquote newer holiday to certain people that, okay, you could get your history lessons, but I don't think people are going to be doing that every year. It's not like the 4th of July or Labor Day. We just digging into the history of the two holidays and going crazy about the history of it. But I guess for people that's curious about what it is, go do some history. Go get a little history tour or something.
Yeah, I'm assuming like as like by the time we have kids and they're older, like in all the schools recognize it because I think it's a bank holiday now.
Oh yeah, job people was off work for that shit.
Yeah. So like as like because it falls in summer, obviously, like as more works close, like it'd probably be a big cookout holiday.
Yeah, it'll turn into fireworks and all that shit.
Especially
I'm curious to see how the other side celebrates it if they get work off and shit. Like if they
I had work off.
Yeah, I'm saying like when the masses have like when it's like some. Because what's the holiday we close everything for? Is it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a banking holiday now, bro. Like I work for one of the bigger companies in the country.
What holiday that just passed and we had everything closed?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. You think it'll get to that level?
I think yeah. I think it's there. We're not there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
I think it's get. I mean, maybe not, bro. Because I already see like, oh, the Black Lives Matter move, fucking like that. How the corporations were back on that. I was like, there's already like a slow back off now. We're like finding other shit they want to back.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, what you get into?
Dude, I had a really event-filled weekend. So Friday, my buddy Chris came. We went down South Street. It was a little too intense for him and his lady, so we bounced out to the Morgan's Pier, Liberty Point, then went to Old City, got some margs, and then we bounced around Center City all night, drank way too much fucking booze, took way too much shots, got absolutely smashed, and then woke up feeling like shit the next day. It was the first time I had a hangover in probably like 3 years.
Damn. So when you hosting, do you feel
Well, I wasn't necessarily hosting because his lady's cousin was getting married, so they had a hotel down Center City. But I mean, I guess like yeah, I was showing around.
Yeah. Do you feel a need to show everything? Like, oh, this is what this city is about, or are you more so on the let's just bounce around and just have fun?
It depends on who's in town and what they're into, and then it's like it's always weird too because like my friend dynamic's a little different with everybody. So like I know like some friends will be like into like the whole like, oh, let's hop on the bikes and go see where the fucking Ben Franklin crib is, or the George Washington house was, or Liberty Bell. And
you have to take them to the fucking Rocky Steps and shit, or not?
Yeah, exactly. Go see the Rocky statue. Like some people are into that, and then like I know some friends want to go to the clubs, like fucking like more like the hookah type joints. Some people want to do the roof. So it's kind of like for me, it's like yeah, like what type of vibe are we looking for?
Mm-hmm.
We did end up going back to Ladder 15. Me and you've been there before. You remember that? Yeah, that
was that the one, the 2-story place?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Still rocking.
Damn, still all standing room, nowhere to fucking maneuver in there.
Still rocking. Still rocking.
That's good to see. That's good to see. Clubs.
Yeah, so we had a time there. And then Saturday I woke up hungover. I had to go to my blood sister's daughter's second birthday party. I saw my pop for the first time in 4 years. That was weird.
Yeah. And we talked about that shit.
Yeah, it was an interesting John. I haven't talked to him or seen him in 4 years. He walked in. He's like, "Hey, bud." It's like, "What's up, gang?" And I'm like, it's like, "Where are you going golfing? You got your golf clothes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going golfing in Middletown." He's like, "Nice courses down there." I was like, "Yeah, word." All right. See you around.
That's how it be sometimes, man.
Back to that Nick Cannon point. He could have as many kids as he wants.
Damn it, man.
No, so it was a nice little birthday party. Went, shot some, played some golf. Saturday was like too hungover to drink, basically. Sunday, I had a nice day. Sunday. I had a nice day. Sunday was cool.
Yeah,
Sunday was cool.
To say the least.
I painted some shit Sunday, so
painted some shit.
I painted some shit.
Yeah.
I'm getting back into painting, dog.
Hey, man, you gotta have your hobbies, man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Slip away.
Painted some shit. I painted some shit right here. In my dining room, I painted some shit. I painted some shit on the rooftop for a little bit.
Those two new pieces back there. Is that an ass with a heart on it? Like
that is an ass. You want to see that?
Yeah. Show the people the ass with the heart.
It's not a heart. You can see it.
Okay.
So a new piece of work. Like
that's
that, man?
Donut. That's different.
It's a donut, man. You gotta spice it up.
You got a BBL or that's just all natural?
What'd you say?
That's a BBL or all natural?
I don't really support BBLs like that, bro. Like,
okay.
No, really. So I just do natural paint. So.
All right. Not
Yeah,
mad at it.
this weekend I painted some shit, got some shit out of the way, and then Sunday I had a little golf tournament. My boy Big Dill came out of retirement from drinking for the first time in like 11 years and got absolutely shit faced. So it was a good weekend, man. Good weekend, all in all.
Yeah, man. I feel like I just rested all weekend. I feel like I had a great weekend. uh, great weekend. Shit, like we always say, we say this shit damn near every week. We get more busy and busy. So the chill weekends, I take that shit as a fucking chill weekend. But yeah, I mean, most interesting thing I feel like I did, I tried that new Brian tequila, and he got a believer out of me. I was trying to hold off for the longest. Went to the liquor store, was gonna grab my regular Douce, but I'm like, I think I got some in the crib. Let me try this Lobos, man. And one shot, yeah, it gets you there.
Get ready to take a shot now. Are you at the point of life where it's a long build in on the intro, but are you at the point of life where you need to put out your calendar to make plans?
Like put my plans in my calendar.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes and no, because it's definitely like all right, am I doing anything on this day? But as far as me putting shit in, I normally go through my text just to check the dates of when shit is. And then if it's nothing, then it's like it really is kind of crazy how we getting older, and it's like, okay, I guess I can commit to this or doing this shit now.
I 100% put everything I do on a calendar now. Like if you're like, yo, Dale, I want to hang out on Thursday, locked in calendar. I just checked. Somebody asked me if I wanted to hang out this weekend. Like, yo, Dale, can you do something Sunday? I'm like, I think so, buddy. Pull my shit. I got my niece's party.
Can't do that.
Can't do like just 100%. I'm locked in on my calendar. I'm so fucking busy these days without being busy. It's like nuts. Like just nonstop, always shit to do, and it's good. And me and you were also talking about this on the phone earlier. I had to turn off my debit card last week because somebody hacked it and started ordering shit on Amazon and whatnot. So I switched over to my credit in the meantime. And like with my debit, how I say that? Like I'm proud, like I'm more lackadaisical because like I know it's my money. So I was like, oh, I want to spend it, I spend it. For credit, even though like I'm paying it off as soon as I do it, I still don't feel good using my credit card. I just don't like to use it. So like I'm a little more hyper aware. Like, all right, what did I spend? So I'm checking. I'm looking at. I'm like, dog, I don't come the fuck outside and spend less than $100 a day.
Yeah, because that's what I turn my my credit card into. Regular account bills, blah blah blah. Credit card is really like credit card to show you who you really are. Those purchases are who you really are.
It showed me, and I hate it. I hate him.
It's kind of crazy how fast this shit add up, and you just be like, dog, did I really just do that?
That's gross. I'm looking at I'm starting my weekend. I'm about to meet my buddy, and I'm like, oh fuck, I need to put this destination wedding payment in. That's $250. And I'm meeting my buddy. I'm like, oh, we're bouncing around. That's another good amount. Like, oh, Saturday I'm going golfing. Now I'm motherfucking going down to Delaware to golf. That's fucking like 30 in gas just to go down to Delaware and come back. Plus I'm doing 40, 50 on the tee time. That's 80 right there. You get a motherfucking 6-pack. That's 10. Some yaks. There's the 100 right there. That's before you even get food. Now you're having a calm golf day. You spending $120.
Yeah, real quick.
Real fucking quick, dog.
And it's not even nothing you think twice about. And that's the funny thing about the credit card is because it's obviously something you gotta pay. So you gonna see how much you spent. When it's your card, your regular debit card, you just swiping, okay, whatever, blah blah blah. It's in there. You see, you gotta pay that shit. You like, damn, I spent that much.
Yeah, I really did that. What am I, a nut? How much money do I think I'm making, dog? Like I do okay, but I'm not rich. Why do I think I'm a rapper?
That's the funny shit though, because even if we wasn't on the credit card, we would still spend that money. But I guess seeing it and knowing you gotta pay it off is
what am I doing here? What the fuck am I doing here? And why is it so expensive? Why is it so fucking expensive to live?
Man, I don't know who to blame at this point. Everybody blaming everybody. I don't know who to blame at this point.
And here's another thing I was thinking about too. I was talking to my college buddies and whatnot. I'm at my college chat, and I'm like, dog, I'm probably the only person that's like was silly enough to live by themselves most of the time when they live on their own. Like pretty much, and you're in the same boat. Like pretty much everybody I know has had roommates the entire like time of their life until they move in with a joint. Yeah,
I feel like I would have did the roommate thing, but I don't know. I could never wrap I flirted with it probably like 2-3 times, but it just never came to light with me. Like
It's
It's
very
like,
hard
yeah.
to like. It's very hard to go roommate after you've been solo.
yeah, and that was the problem with me. Like, am I really just gonna do the roommate shit? I mean, honestly, you are saving a ton of money,
No, I
but
shouldn't.
yeah, but at the other end, it's like, oh, I got my privacy. I got my.
Yeah.
I come in, I don't gotta worry about somebody having a girl on the couch, and it's just like, oh, I gotta go to my room and shit. Like,
100%.
it's a little different.
Like, yeah, like probably with rent, electricity, fucking utilities, internet, all that shit. I'm like, yeah, I could save like $900 a month.
Mhm.
Or I could like easily walk out to my bedroom when I forget a towel and grab one without like be fine.
Yeah, or walk around in my drawers because I want to.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not.
Yeah, and I walk into my house knowing it looks exactly how I left it.
Yeah, and I'm not. I can't blame nobody for anything going missing. So yeah, I guess
Got a little dark there.
Yeah, yeah.
got a little dark there.
Yeah.
Somebody's been robbed before.
Not me.
That's not what I think at all. I think of roommates like that.
Yeah, I don't know that lifestyle, man.
It's very very different.
I do wonder how it would have been though. Like I could at least did that shit for a year just to
Financially
see.
it makes more sense. And even like when I talk to my friends now, I'm like, dog, if you stay at home, stay at home. More power to you. Like,
Yeah.
more fucking power to you, buddy. And like it is. It's just it's so different now. The cost of living so much higher in comparison to what it used to be. So I couldn't imagine even living by myself now in comparison to when I was first living by myself, just because how much more it costs now.
Dog, I just seen an ad in the paper that said, I think it was from like the 50s or the 60s, and it said home two bathroom home, 7,000 monthly payments, $49.97, down payment $250. I'm like, dog, what the fuck happened? Because if you could build a house back then and sell it for 7,000 and make a fucking profit, how much profit are these motherfuckers making now, dog?
That's the shit. There's like everyone says it, and we kind of just like sneeze at it or like kind of brush it aside. But like, there's more billionaires now than there ever was, and that's like what they call you a snowflake and you're a mad liberal and you're a leftist because people are like, yo, tax the rich. But there's probably 1,000, 10,000 times more fucking billionaires than there was in the 1940s. 1950s,
Gotta be
1960s. I'm sure, and to take it down for inflation, there's probably 10,000 times more millionaires than there was in the 1950s. So like that, the rich literally got richer, and the middle class evaporated, and now it's extremely hard to live. And we're talking like, I'm talking to my boss, and we're just thinking like, yo, like that 85 grand now is the equivalent of what 50 was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
That's probably what it seemed like, honestly. That's probably what it is. It's crazy that they still consider it "quote unquote" middle class, but
I remember getting out of college and
like this.
I remember getting out of college and thinking if I could get a job for 50 grand, I'd be fucking made. Like, let me get a 50 grand job.
At that time, that was fine.
100%. 100%. If you got 50 grand, you got 50 grand out of college, 22 years old, you're like, I can cover all my bills, car bills, everything, and I'm buying some products.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Now 50 grand, that should be hard to live by yourself.
Hell yeah.
Unless you're really a budgeting ass boy.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but the way rent going, I think that's really what it boiled down to is just what rent is nowadays.
Rent's at all time high, gas at all time high, electricity's at all time high, food prices all time high. It's just everything's so fucking expensive. And God forbid, like I'm not gonna complain because I like to be out and be social. But dating ain't fucking cheap either now, dog.
Oh no, hell no, never been shit. Never fucking been.
But same way, like I think we're both lucky enough to be in some positions to where we can kind of bitch about it and not necessarily be like, oh, how the fuck am I gonna pay for this?
Yeah, lucky enough, yeah. Yeah, that's a good. I guess it's a good problem to have. I guess.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not worried about how I'm going to feed myself, or if my lights are going to get turned off, or if I'm going to get evicted. And I've also been lucky enough to have a mom to where, if that was the case, I could just move home whenever.
Yeah, which is never a bad option. Yeah, Yeah, man, yeah, this shit is just built different nowadays, and it make you think like, all right, when kids do come into play for the both of us, what is the thought process behind letting them stay with us, teaching them financial literacy, all that shit? Because this shit go fast for real. I can't imagine how fast it's gonna go in another 20 years.
I was thinking that, and I read an article or maybe it was a tweet like years ago, and it was like I think a dad was making his daughter or son pay car insurance as soon as they got the car. So like every month they'd have to give up the 100, and I think he held on to it. He was paying it, he just held on to it for her account every month. And then when she graduated college, he hit her with like 15 bands because it was all the money she saved up, giving her the John. She thought she was paying insurance, but he was paying the whole time. It's kind of like a life lesson of like, here's how much money you can stack away if you just put that 100 away or that 200 away every month.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think I'll be the parent to ever kick my kids out, but it'll definitely be like, maybe give me rent money and I'll just take that and put that aside. Like, you want to stay here, work full time, be 19, like, yo, give me 300, and I'll probably just put that aside. And then by the time you're ready to move, I'll be like, shit, bro, here's the 10 racks you gave me, so you're good.
Yeah. That's definitely not a bad problem.
I definitely don't think I'll have my kids in my crib at 30 and they're buying $60,000 trucks, $70,000 cars, a shit ton of clothes. You're not about to have a Rollie at my crib, motherfucker. Like
that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
That's not what's not happening. I kind of want to transition into the Drake, but like I was saying before we hopped on, my buddy had messaged me a Reddit thread, and it was talking about like, it was a thread of like regretful parents and how they felt that the pressure of society pressured them into having kids, or their partner pressured them into having kids. I don't necessarily feel that. Have you ever felt that pressure at all?
I've never felt the pressure to have a kid. Like we was talking before, like most of the come for me is maybe like just the mention of a kid or seeing a kid. You would know bring your parents happiness, blah blah blah. But as far as pressure, I've never felt like you need to have kids. You're getting up there. Like I ain't never got those comments. It's more so like, oh, I can't wait till you do.
Yep.
Well, it's never like you need to hurry up and do this before I croak and shit. Like it ain't none of that.
Definitely the passive aggressive approach of like, yeah, it would be nice to have them, but like, no pressure. You don't have to have them. I think the morbid in me is somewhat like, I should probably have them probably within the next 5 years, just because like life expectancy and like if I have, I think like, man, if my mom's 61, if I have kids in 5 years, she'll be 66. Average life for a woman is like, I think 81, 82. She'll get 15 good years in with her grandkid. That's solid. You can't complain if you get 15 years with the grandparent. But I've never had that family pressure, so I can't really relate to that. How early do you have the kid conversation when you're starting to talk to a girl? Is having a kid a deal breaker for you? Not like them having a kid, but like, I'm probably wording this wrong.
Them wanting to have a kid with you?
Yes. Yep.
See, that's the thing. I think, all right, so I don't think I can really answer the question. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but I think a deal breaker would be for me is if I wanted a kid and the woman got pregnant and then she's like, oh, nah, I don't want it. And then it's like, that would be probably the ego. I don't even know if that's ego hit, but just
that would hurt.
That's probably the thing that would hurt for me. It wouldn't more so be like, I don't want to have kids. All right, you don't want to have kids. But if we did end up in a situation and I did get somebody pregnant and they did say, nah, I'm going to kill it. Even with that, I can't even be mad because I went into the situation knowing they didn't want to have kids. So would you say it's a deal breaker for you?
Yeah. So do you have that conversation though?
I feel like you have it, but it ain't like we having kids. Like I think the conversation is more so, do you want to have kids? It ain't like, oh, you want to have kids when you want to have them. Like it ain't like you need them by this age. Like it ain't that. It's more like, do you want kids? Like just a general question for real.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty like, I don't want to say aggressive, but like I'm pretty quick with the conversation of like,
really,
what are you looking for? And I'm like, like I'm not pressed or in a rush, but like yeah, I'm 30. I would like to find a wife eventually, and I definitely want kids.
Mm.
So like
Have you ever been met with resistance with that?
I mean, the resistance could be like, yeah, I don't necessarily want kids, and if you don't necessarily want kids, then like we don't have to like
Continue this shit.
yeah, like I'm not gonna waste your time. Like what are we doing here? We're gonna you don't want kids, then yeah, like we could fuck around and have fun and whatnot, but like yeah, I'm not dating to go out with you then. Then we're
Right.
just dating to kill time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's I feel like that's a big deal breaker. If I want, because that's the situation. It sounds like from my man's perspective that we were talking about is like I'm not gonna marry a girl and then be like, yeah, I really want kids, and like,
Oh yeah, if you marry
you should have kids for me because I want to. When she doesn't want to be a parent, I'm not doing that. If you're hesitant about being a mom, I don't want you to be the mom of my kids.
Yeah, if you marry him before you even had that conversation, you kind of out of pocket.
Well, I don't even think like, yo, I'm not marrying someone that like is on the fence about it because I'm not going to persuade you to be a parent. I don't want to.
Yeah, nah, because then you feel like you might be in this shit by yourself, honestly.
100%. Or like, I don't want you to resent me for having a lifelong commitment for something you weren't on board for.
Yeah, because that's exactly what the fucking kid is.
Yeah, like, dude, now you have legally 18 years, but really a lifetime of commitment for something that you weren't all on board for. And if you're like cool with not having kids and you like your freedom and you don't feel like you need that like aspect of your life, that more power to you. That's what's up. And
Yeah.
I don't even know like, and I think there's a like hallucination, like this myth about like people having kids and finding this sense of purpose in life, or like, oh, now I get it. I genuinely think some people don't have the desire to be parents, and there's no changing that.
Yeah, I believe that as well. And I mean, more power to them people, but
yeah, that's dope. I mean, that 100%. If you have that type of self-awareness, I'm the scumbag in that combo. If you're
like
100% comfortable, and I'm like, oh, well, I really want one. You have to do that. You should not have a kid as a favor to me. Having a kid is not a favor.
Oh, and that go for both sides too. Like if the dude don't want kids, don't trap this guy with a kid.
Oh, yeah. 100%. And on the girl side of credit, on the girl side of the conversation, is I could see the pressure from them, not from family or their spouse, but like physically. They have like, we're 30 now. Like I want to say at 32, it starts being 32, 33. It starts being high risk.
You got me beat with the statistic.
I'm pretty sure 32, 33, it starts being high risk pregnancies. And like from there, every year it gets more high risk. So I'm not about to pressure you into risking your fucking life.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck it is. Especially if you look at the statistics for black women, and if the majority of Johns I'm dating is black, I'm not gonna make you risk your life for something you don't even want.
Yeah, if you don't, and that's the thing. I guess that's what it comes down to. Like, if you don't want it, that definitely got to be something early in the convo. But I also think like, even at our age, I don't really consider us like super old or whatever. But I don't think it's like everybody is even certain on what they eat tomorrow, let alone want to have a kid until that situation hits. And then I guess if you have it or they decide they don't want the kid, then I think that's when those decisions as far as if you're going to keep being with this person come into play. Because if that could happen, you really got to take what they said as they were like, all right, she said she didn't want to have him. Don't be surprised when she not with the shit.
Yeah, I'm knocking that conversation out very early on. Like I'm talking like within first week.
Yeah.
Within first week, we start chatting. I'm knocking in. Yeah, you want kids? You don't? Let's knock this out. With that being said, I do want kids. I do not want kids from anyone.
No, that's a fucking fact.
I'm not that pressed to have kids anytime. Like, and like I guess it's like kind of fucked up to say, but we're guys. Like, I don't really have this rush timetable. I could pop one out at motherfucking 38 if I can have one. But like but like I don't have this rush timetable of having it. So like I'm not like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I want kids and I need them now by anybody. No, fuck that.
Yeah, that's definitely always been my stance. Like I never was like I have to have one or else by this time. Like I never been like my whole shit has always been that shit happen and happen. I ain't trying to kill it though. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I don't even get that risky to have those close calls. I wear condoms and pull out. I don't have close calls. Shit. And I haven't had a close call my whole fucking life, dog.
Definitely had some close calls.
I had a motherfucking close call my whole life. Drake's album. You like it, man? You're a Drake guy.
Drake's album, man. Mixed feelings for me. On the selfish end of it, it's not what I wanted to hear from Drake. There's plenty of house music out there. There's plenty of dance music out there. But this is my selfish take. There's plenty of. So first listen, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I see the title. I'm like, okay, this might be his R&B joint. This might be his what Future just did on his. He might hit
like
you
R&B
with some yeah. Nah, put that shit on. I'm like, oh, next song. And I don't skip albums when I listen to it, but this album I skipped for like, I'm like, nah. Oh nah. You get to like 4, 5, 6, you like, dog, this the whole album? And then I'm like, all right, this ain't for me. Couple days later, that's what I did over the weekend. Cleaned that crib and put the Drake album on, and that's just where it fell for me. It was background music to me, man. What was your take on it?
I like it. I like EDM and shit. Like I like those concerts. I don't listen to it, but like I like the concerts and shit. I did eventually get to the 21 song that I thought was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought the last song, the 21 song, was pretty solid. It was trash, bro. It was garbage. Let's fucking call a spade here. That shit was ass. It was ass. I gave it a listen when it first dropped. I gave it a listen. I was gonna get some clothes Friday. I gave it a listen shopping. I gave it a listen back. I gave it a listen going down to Delaware on Saturday. Gave it a listen back. I think I gave it like 5 listens. It's shitty. It's not a good project. There's nobody like there's no Drake fans that'll be like, and I see people are starting to go like, oh, kind of bobbing to it. And shut the fuck up. No, you're not.
Honestly, that's exactly my take on it. Is like the whole, I'm yeah, it's growing. Like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
This is like literal mood music. Not. This is mood music.
It's not something that grows on. And here's the shit I hate with people is like, yeah, like this is the good shit about Drake usually is that like, regardless if you like him, you think he's corny, you think he's cheesy, he had to make shit, whatever. He usually makes universally good music. To where like whoever hears it is like, that's a fucking good song.
Yeah.
That's great production. Those are solid bars. When he's rapping, it's like, fuck, he's really spitting. Might be catchy, whatever. Usually it's universally good music. There is not a single person, and I say single, obviously I'm exaggerating. I'm sure there's like specks of people. There's not a single fucking Drake fan that's saying they listen to that now. If a random artist, if they were at H&M and they heard this and was like, oh, that's that shit right there. Yup, that's a good one. We should play that at the cookout. That's not happening.
And then they doing that as far as I like this, blah, 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 is because it's Drake.
Yeah, it's the only reason. That's the only reason, because it's Drake. If it's any other artist, they wouldn't listen to it. I'm trying to find out when the fuck I'm supposed to play this album.
That's what I said. I'm like, I was at work, put it on. I'm like, I can't even work to this shit.
It's not.
I'm like, maybe I can run to this. I can't run to this.
It's not drive to music. Maybe I haven't been spoiled enough with like a fun relationship, but it doesn't seem like something I would listen to with a John either. Like maybe if we're being goofy, but it's like not something I would put on like a girl that I'm entertaining. I'm like, no, I just didn't. But like it's fucking like it's not something there. It's not something I'm gonna have in the car with the boys.
It's something super up tempo. So it's like that's the whole thing. Like, when do you play this? And the answer to that is a party. A fucking
this is a party that this is a party I would try to get you to come to, and you would have no interest. That's where I would play it.
Yeah.
Like that's where I would play that
It's
at.
like when it be the DJ concert and they playing this shit. Like
Is
this
this
ain't really like
this is
isn't chill music.
yeah, this is when I go to like the EDM fest and they drop the foam and like the fog and we're like that.
Yeah.
Like that's it's not. Is this the most disappointing drop for like a superstar?
Ever. In our life, I say our generation. I always say our generation from like 08, 09 up.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say from our generation, yeah. Because granted, it ain't what we want. I don't understand it at all. I get trying to appeal to a bigger audience or whatever the fuck you try and do, but is what we know Drake for. That's what we know him for. He might give us 2 or 3 of these on an album of like 20 something songs, but you give us a whole album of this. This ain't what I want to hear.
This might be
From Drake. I don't want to hear this from Drake.
this might be a white take. Only thing I can remember in comparison was when Justin Timberlake dropped like 4 years ago, and he had some hype around his album. It was supposed to be like I think it was like Man in the Woods.
Yeah, some man in the woods.
Yeah, and I remember like the pop station I was working at was really pumped up about it. Like most of the white people were like, "Yeah, this is gonna put like more of his Memphis because he's from Memphis, like and more of his like country roots on this one." And he dropped, and it was like still like the hip hop like trying to like catch a wave type sound, and everybody was just mad confused. And that's how I feel about this Drake album. It's like this isn't the sound I expected from it, and it's not good music.
And I think that's what the majority of us are even trying to do with this shit is figure out because it's Drake at the end of the day. Like
it's almost like it's too good to miss.
Yeah, so it's like it can't be this bad. Like when are we supposed to? That's the question I feel like everybody asking themselves. When I'm supposed to listen to this shit?
When do I ever double back to this? And I'll be interested to see everybody saying it's growing on them. I saw it sold 210 first week, which isn't. I mean, it's not. That's good. Don't get it fucked up. That's not Drake numbers. I'd be interested to see what the second week numbers are, but it would be the equivalent of like fucking like I don't know, like how to break this down in basketball. Like if Kobe's in the finals and he scores 7 points, but he's got 11 assists, and they're like, well, he's passed it a lot. And we're like, dog, well, we want him to get fucking buckets, buddy. Like, that's what we're coming to watch him score. Like, I don't give a fuck if he's a mediocre passer. I'm not here for Magic Johnson. Like, let somebody else dominate that genre.
That's another take I keep hearing is like, well, this is what he wants to do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's cool, but you ain't grow your base off of this type shit. Like, I wasn't no crazy fan off of your dance songs. Like, I wasn't those. Like, yeah, One Dance, that's cool.
Yeah,
Work with Rihanna, that's cool. But those ain't the ones I'm like, these is Drake's best songs. He needs an album of these. Like,
now, if that was the album of the Hold On, We're Coming Home Jones, I would be locked the fuck in.
Even them upbeat, but they still got like a vibe to it. Like I don't even know how to explain it, but these shits is just like
even him singing on this show. It's just like, yo, what are you doing?
Man, I heard one of them joints. I think it was track 2, and the singing, like that man was trying his hardest, and I'm like, Drake, though, what the fuck is going on?
What's
again, we not the Drake haters, like we want to listen to it, but
I'm a Drake fan now. I really think Drake's got great music, and I think this is like I guess this would be my take on it. Drake is obviously outgrown rap into such a celebrity that now he has the privilege of experimenting with other music. It kind of reminds me of fucking like I want to say it was either Garth Brooks or Tim McGraw, but I think it was Garth Brooks, who's like mega star country star. And like in the prime of his peak, like after like 3 fucking triple platinum albums back to back, he came out, he changed his name, and he grew his hair out, and he dropped an alt rock album, and his fans hated it. But he was like, "Well, I'm kind of bored with this. Like, I'm so good at this, I'm kind of bored. I want to try this." And that's the only thing I can think of is that he's so established and so good, and he knows everyone loves his rap songs, they love his pop songs, they love his dance songs, or not dance songs, but R&B. That he's like, let me put my foot in here and see what's going on.
Yeah, he's definitely at the point of I don't give a fuck what y'all think, and I'm gonna make what I want to make. I just, as a fan, I would have liked to maybe this been like 4 or 6 songs. Like, don't gas us with a surprise album and then it be this. It's like 4, 5, 6 of these would have been cool. Whole album, I don't know if this is what we've been waiting for from Drake, honestly.
You know my least favorite part of all this?
What?
Him coming out and saying, "It's cool, you ain't catch the wave yet."
That's
Oh, come on,
what
bro.
I'm saying. And then honestly,
Come on.
even with him saying shit like that, it's like, all right, well, you obviously ain't make this for your fans. I don't know who you made this for.
It's
I
like
don't know who you made this for.
I live in North Philly. When the fuck am I gonna listen to this?
That's what, and maybe that's part of it. I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they was talking about how Pitbull and Flo Rida just went all the way left with their music. I doubt Drake's gonna do the same thing, but it just seemed like it's one of them type moves. Like, oh, I'm just trying to expand my audience to, I guess, an international level or a different culture. I don't really.
He's
know.
already international, and I would argue that Pitbull and Flo Rida lost their base before they made that pivot.
Yeah, for sure. But they also gained more fans.
Yeah, 100%. But like it's like Flo Rida had that like song or two, and then he kind of disappeared, and then he realized like, all right, I can be the pop rapper. All right, let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Pitbull. Oh, I can be the guy that wears. I can be the friendly rapper in the suit that looks approachable and has fun, and all the Justin Bieber and Kesha, and like I can be that, and that's dope. I'm glad he found that wave. But Drake is a guy that's in contention for the best rapper ever and best artist ever. So he's a little disappointed by it, but like more power to him to have the freedom to make this and have the star power to be able to make this and still get unscathed. Like I'm saying all this, and we're like, yeah, I'll never listen to a blah blah. If he drops a full 16 album tomorrow, I bet you I'll listen to the whole fucking album.
And that's the thing, like. Luckily, it's so much music out. It's not like it's 05 and we get like eight albums from artists we actually want to hear. We get fucking 5-6 albums a month at this point. So it's not like this is gonna be the only thing that we could listen to. So it's not the worst thing in the world, but just from somebody that we anticipate music from, it wasn't what I feel like.
Dude, I went and picked my bicycle up from my mom's garage today, brought it up in my apartment. I want to start doing cardio. And I'm building out a playlist, and I'm looking through all the new songs, like trying to find like catch up on new shit. And I'm like, dog, it's overwhelming to try and keep up with all this shit. I'm like, boom, new Lil Durk, boom, new Lil Baby 42 Doug, Reason, J Rock, Diddy, Bryson Tiller, and this is just on the front page of Tidal. Like I have to listen to all these, and they just dropped today. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, because even with me, as much as I love music, when I was younger, and I guess maybe that's a part of it as well as the time. I used to could find every fucking thing,
every single song,
put it all in the same place. At this point,
all hip hop every day.
I may be a month or two late on a fucking song nowadays from somebody I listen to.
100%.
Because it's so much shit. And I don't even think it's a bad thing, but it's just so much shit out that this album not hitting for certain people, it don't even matter because there's so much other shit out there.
Do we transition into Beyonce's new single right after this?
I mean, it's only right.
It's the same type songs, right?
Same type song.
So, do you think Beyonce?
What I was expecting.
Do you think Beyonce? This is my shit. Obviously, we just both said those. That's not for us. Beyonce's one's not going to be for us either. But like, do you think Beyonce heard Drake's album? It's like, all right, let me hurry up and drop a single too, so people know that I was already on this shit. And when my album drops in 2 weeks, they're not going to think I bit the whole fucking thing.
Honestly, I think it was the other way around.
You think Drake heard Beyonce's and was like, that's an interesting take.
Yeah. Or heard it or heard what she was up to. Now, do I think she's going to have an album full of these? I'm not sure. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Drake, because when do Drake hit you with a surprise album? So for me, I think it was more so like, I know what she cooking. Obviously, y'all in the same big ass circles, labels, blah, blah, blah. So you know, you might not heard the song, but you know what kind of music is about to come out from her. And you're like, well, I actually thought about doing this already. And I ain't saying he just went in the studio and made a whole dance album in 2 months or whatever, but I definitely felt like he knew that shit was coming and was like, man, she ain't about to beat me to this shit. And they look like I'm a biter. So I don't know. But with Beyonce's, it's the same thing. It's cool, but it's nothing that I'm really go back to. Luckily, Chris Brown dropping, I think Friday to say the day. So I don't think we're gonna be.
I haven't listened to a Chris Brown album ever since he dropped that 70 song one. Too much for me to comprehend. And honestly, thinking about it, I don't know if I've ever listened to a Beyonce album.
I've had. Yeah, I was in a long relationship, so yeah, I've definitely heard Beyonce albums, and I know I know the songs, I know the words. Seeing her live, I know all that shit. So,
and it's funny too because I've listened to probably 2 Solange albums, and I know one of them very well. And no slight towards Beyonce, I don't know like what songs, like what album I would listen to by myself.
I feel like maybe once the self-titled Beyonce joint came out, I feel like that was when I felt like I could listen to it because I feel like, let me make sure that's the right one. But yeah, I feel like when she put that out, the same way I can listen to the same way I can listen to Janae, Summer, Snow. I was like, all right, well, I feel like she's talking in a way that I could actually listen to this type of shit. Because the shit, I was like, I don't think I could do that. But the Beyonce 4 album, I was like, all right, I could listen to this. This isn't too bad. Yeah, that was a good album. And Lemonade, obviously, everybody in the world heard that shit.
Yeah. I did listen to that online.
Yeah. So she did get to a point in even the Jay-Z Beyonce album. I hold that as probably the most underrated album of all time. Fucking Jay-Z and Beyonce did an album. Nobody talked about it. Blows my mind. But yeah, she's digestible with me at this point. But this song, I don't know. So do you think we going in the dance genre? You think like the dance era is coming, like how disco was taking over the 70s, or
I think I think very similar to like how we won't change how we dress very much moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be similar to the music.
It's just wide open. People just making whatever the fuck.
I'm not going to be listening to dance because it's in.
The thing I'm wondering, right, is now I guess the quote unquote urban artists. I don't even like that word, but urban artists are making this type of music. So when we go out, is this what they'll be playing? Because
I mean, that would be ironic. I've been trying to drag you guys to EDM fucking concerts my whole life. So like, yeah, like if that was the thing, that would be kind of funny.
I feel like
we go to the hookah bar, they start dropping fog machines and shit. That would be funny as fuck. They're lit concerts.
Are you not about to have a Drake set? Are you not about to have a Beyonce set? Like, you're not about to skip that as a DJ?
You can't start shooting the club up to that fucking shit. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, another take is this good for music? Like, all right, well, Drake making this shit. Is the shoot 'em up bang bang shit about to be out of here? Is drill about to be out of here?
Bro, I really want to get into this top 5 sports movies debate, but like this was another thing I wanted to sit on. Like, I do think we're somewhat at fault for like this rap genre that we really worship keeping it real for so fucking long. About like, we want people to live their raps. We want them to be tough. We want to be like our rapper talking about shooting this shit up, really shooting that shit up, and they got to be thorough. And now these little fucking kids basically are getting killed every fucking other week.
Yeah.
Like this is what the fuck we asked for, right? Like these motherfuckers be thorough, live it the fuck up, live your raps, really trap, really shoot shit up. And now that the little TJ fella got shot today, it sounds like he's gonna be fine. I was just listening to a video on Draco the Ruler. I know he got fucking stabbed up. XX, it's like Pop Smoke. It's all these motherfuckers getting booked and getting killed. Like, is it somewhat the consumer base for worship and what was supposed to be thorough and real, and that's what we wanted?
I don't know if that's on us because we just consuming honestly what they put out. Because if you think about it, like think about the rappers we grew up on. I would say the era before us, maybe from 95 to 2010. We was getting me and my girlfriend Jay-Z and Beyonce. We was getting the Dilemma, Nelly and Kelly Rowland. We was getting the 21 Questions, 50 and Nate Dogg. Like we was get Ja Rule and we was getting them joints and we was loving them. I just don't know the point of where that shit stopped. Like, what's the last time you heard a R&B guy on the hook, R&B chick on the hook, and the dude just rapping? Like, I can't remember the last big R&B rap mix track. I can't even think of it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say Heat with Gunna and Chris Brown is one of those because great song, but it's not that. It's not that slow melody singing and then you just rapping on the. I don't even know when that shit died out. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I don't listen to the radio anymore, but I feel like there's definitely those songs still. Because I know Queen Naja always has a song on the radio with that. I know Tiana Taylor had a few songs like that. I know fucking Mulatto or Lotto had the
rapper and the R&B singer. What happened to that? That shit used to be a staple. That used to be a rapper.
Always the radio record, and then the album would still be the street shit. Like Ja Rule still had street shit on his album.
I mean, yeah, Get Rich had 21 questions, but we still got the street shit. But we did like 21 questions. We didn't skip that on the album.
We did love the video of him being in jail, seeing if his bitch would hold him down still.
Megan Good was like, think of the video. Megan Good in the video. When the last time you seen an A-list celebrity or A-list actor in a fucking video with a rapper? What happened to this shit? It wasn't the consumer. I'll say that. So to answer your question, I don't think that's on us glorifying it. I think it's just us liking what comes out. And then I guess with everything being such a copycat thing is people just follow suit. Like, all right, well, they like this tough shit, so I'm going to do this tough shit.
And to play devil's advocate, violence sells in any genre.
You said what?
Violence sells in any genre, any category. Violence sells in movies. I mean, we grew up watching bum fights.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
We all locked in on bum fights. We like, motherfuckers, I was watching YouTube street fights until I was like 25, 24.
Yeah, when Kimbo Slice came on the scene, it was
man. We love violence. Let me see somebody get stabbed up.
He had a man's eye hanging out of his fucking socket.
Hell yeah, brother. Fuck yeah. Look at that. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, we love that shit.
We do.
We do.
But I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't be mad if this little direction right here. And I know Drake is a big influence on artists, but I don't know if he could change the whole. All right, we off of this tough guy shit. We dancing now. Would I like it? Maybe I might go to like it. I don't know.
Right now, fuck you mean?
Huh?
They're dancing right now. They're killing motherfuckers and dancing.
The New York guys, huh?
Yeah, they killing motherfuckers and dancing. The New York fellas, the London, UK fellas, even the you watch the Jacksonville motherfucker videos. They dancing now. The Chicago motherfuckers, the little J fella, he hits his little bop. They killing motherfuckers and bopping.
Yeah,
they dancing now. They having fun killing people, bro. They're not just being tough. They having a blast killing people. They like these little motherfuckers is murderers. Lock them up.
Oh,
get them the fuck out of here. Get these motherfuckers the fuck out of here, cuz.
I do wonder. I think we do know Drake is a smart guy, so I wonder if that's on his mind as well. It's like, man, I gotta shift the culture because this shit getting out of control.
I don't even think he had. No, I don't think that's a possibility anymore because there's too much avenues of getting money. It wouldn't be like somebody saying, "Oh, that's not cool." That would have been Jay-Z saying, like, "What did he say? We're not wearing jerseys. We're not wearing Timbs anymore." Like that. You can't make that fucking shift. There's too many avenues to getting money. The only thing that would really change this would be like if people stop supporting drill rap, which like I remember the New York radio was trying to do and whatnot. But there's too much avenues for support. Like if the radios ban it, then YouTube can support it. If YouTube bans it, then they have Twitch or they have Spotify or they have Twitter or they have Reddit. So as long as there's always going to be consumers and there's a way to get profit from it, and more than anything, because a lot of these guys aren't fucking getting money, is as long as they get attention from this, they'll keep going. And I don't know how you shut attention off.
But I do see a world in where people get more experimental with their music, and it's like, all right, I don't have to make tough shit every day. Like everything don't got to be tough.
I mean, imagine what a sad life that is. That like you're just like the basis of your life is to prove how you'll kill somebody faster than they could kill you.
Because I mean, it is going. I mean, if we being realistic, the drill shit, the murder raps, this shit is going to run its course eventually.
I don't know why you think that. No,
I don't think so.
No, I think it's slowly escalated to this point. I think we started with murder was the case in like 92. Like I think we've slowly built up to this point, and now that there's more access and more viewership, that like everyone's locked in on it.
But also, even with them using lyrics in court, I think this shit is going to start slowing shit down for real. Like, because now when law enforcement gets involved and it's like, all right, yeah, it may be a part of jealousy. Oh, these young black people making money, blah, blah, for killing people, blah, blah. Yeah, that makes sense. You do want people to be able to express themselves and however they want to, because we don't say shit when there's a fucking murderous movie. Nobody gave a fuck. I didn't see no backlash to Stranger Things when it was 15 on the floor. So
yeah, I agree to that point, but I also think like if there was a murderer's documentary, nobody's rooting for the murderer. Like when I watch the Jeffrey Dahmer shit, I'm not like fuck yeah, serial killer. But like the same time I listen to these guys from like I listen to these guys from Jacksonville, I'm like, yeah, fully a fucking kill him, buddy. Yeah, this is a hot song. Diss all the 15 people you said you killed. So I don't know where, like, and I'm to blame on this too. I don't know why there's a dynamic switch on we support certain killers, but not all of them. Like certain killers repulse us, and then other killers were like, oh yeah, fuck it, he's super tough. He killed 7 people.
But at the same time, it was people at those murderers' trials flashing their titties, asking to be married, all that shit. So they do that. They fans.
That's fair.
And like you said, violence sells everywhere, so I don't see it being the worst possible.
That is a very fair point, honestly, because they definitely was calling Jeffrey. I mean, they got Zac Efron to play Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, dog. Like, we know the crowd he's bringing out.
It was like they did that. Like, come on, dog. What are we talking about here? Yeah, it is a nasty switch. So you finally got around to watching Hustle, right?
Watch Hustle, great movie. Shout out to Adam Sandler.
I normally don't like
Adam Sandler movie.
Huh? I thought it was a good movie too. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Like I said, I normally don't like Adam Sandler movies, but this one was a good one.
I saw before we go too deep into the review, I saw some kickback for Adam and Queen Latifah being an on-screen couple. I thought they played a good couple. I thought it was believable.
That shit definitely was believable.
Yeah, like I was like, they were like, how the fuck would Queen Latifah, like, that's not even, like, who would, I'm like, that shit looks like a real couple to me.
They honestly might be the most realistic couple on a movie screen in the last fucking 5 years.
Honestly. Look like a real
realistic as shit. They had the daughter.
They had the biracial daughter.
She don't have an athletic bone in her body. Like,
no, dog. I thought they had like really good married chemistry. It seemed like a good couple.
Had fucking, I don't fucking know, Megan Good as his wife. Like, that would have looked crazy.
We don't need Jennifer Aniston as his wife in every fucking film.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, that shit worked. I ain't see nothing wrong with it. I feel like they both played a both role as far as being a spouse to each other. It didn't look weird to me, and I definitely wasn't questioning why the fuck would he have Queen Latifah? I was more shocked that she was in the movie. Like, oh shit, Queen Latifah in this shit.
Yeah, if anything, it gave a little like credibility that it was going to be a serious film.
Definitely.
I really enjoyed the film.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the film. I was watching it, and like we could do a quick review. It played the perfect like feel good sports story without being overly cheesy.
Yeah, and that's what I was scared of it being. Was it being cheesy? Him cracking jokes the whole time, and of course he gets his humor off in there because he's a funny guy. But it wasn't like overly funny. It wasn't like you see the randoms. He just doing random stuff. Like, he wasn't over in there stumbling over his feet. All this stupid shit. It was a real movie with Adam Sandler playing a good role. Like, and I feel like it was a realistic movie. Like, it wasn't no far fetched. Like, oh nah, he wouldn't. It wasn't like. It wasn't The Waterboy. I'll say that. It wasn't The Waterboy.
It wasn't The Longest Yard. It wasn't Happy Gilmore. It wasn't The Waterboy. Wasn't Grown Ups. And he's good. I really love Adam Sandler in serious roles. I like shit, and spoiler alert, but like it's been out 3 weeks. You guys should have watched it by now. I like the scene at the end where they work so fucking hard to get him into the NFL or NBA combine, which is a funny take too. The NBA combine is not like the NFL. People like work towards it, but they don't necessarily like. You don't have to like you're not dying for an invite to the NBA combine, especially if you're an overseas player. Like, really, what they could have did is got some footage, like mysterious footage on him overseas, and could have ramped that up considerably. But I thought it was mad interesting that they get to the NBA combine and they work that hard and they do this like. Kind of like Bo Cruz challenge of like, yo, we're going to go to the park, and he busts Tobias Harris' ass and whatnot. So anyway, they end up getting all the way to the NBA combine. His kid busts his ass, gets there, and Anthony Edwards is there. And he looks at his daughter in the crowd, and he blows a kiss at her.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, even though it's his biggest opportunity of his life, the fellow Bell loses his shit and mushes him to the fucking ground and dips.
And that
That's
was
realistic shit. That's
one
what
of the
I like
most
to see.
realistic parts of the movie, because when I seen that, I'm like, he better not let this shit slide. And you know, it's towards the end of the movie, so you're like, damn.
Like
It's
I
a
thought,
movie, so you know he's not about to blow his chance, but then he actually does it, and you like, oh shit. Because again, just like you said, you want the realistic shit, and you're not about to let that slide in that moment. So that was realistic as fuck.
100%. It's like, yeah, I didn't. The last thing I wanted to see with that was like, oh, he just blew a kiss to my daughter and said, "He'll be her daddy. I'm gonna make a 3-pointer."
Right.
Come on, dog.
Then yeah, then you just let it go. Like, nah, this is something obviously that he's dealing with, and he's not gonna let this type of shit slide. So that was definitely a big part of the movie.
There was a lot of good shit in this movie that I liked. One of those was that moment. Another one was that the sob story for Adam Sandler about like how he was a super good point guard and could potentially went to the league, but he fucked his injury up. And then they finally let you know what his injury was. And his injury was that he was drunk driving with a bunch of his friends in a car. So it kind of took away that, oh, boo-hoo me. And it was like, oh, this guy's a regular guy. He made a bad decision that kind of fucked his future up. But it's not like, oh, I just blew my knee out playing basketball and now I'm dying for a chance. It's like, no, he made a bad decision and he carved a career out in basketball still from it. So I really enjoyed that.
I like that it wasn't predictable. It was predictable, but it wasn't predictable. Like to the point is where the dad gives him the position. The dad dies. I'm like, oh, now he's about to lose his position. Then they show him in his position, but then it comes to the office, and I always like a villain in a movie, and it makes the son or whatever you want to call him, the owner at that point, owner of the team, a villain, and he's like, nah, I need you back out there. And then even to the point is so like, I don't even want to fucking work for you no more. Like just shit like that, like realistic situations where he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna just bet on myself.
I enjoyed that too because like it was like he had to circle back to be a scout because the new owner, didn't take his initial advice on who to draft
At all.
So now you botched the draft and now you need me back out here. And as a parent with a kid, I think still in high school at that point, like I'm gonna go back over there. But at a point, you're going to tell him to eat a dick. And that's what eventually he did. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was fun. I thought there's a nice balance of like the dude ordering porn on room service. Like, that's funny.
Yeah, even something as simple as really having NBA teams, NBA coaches, NBA players, NBA GMs, like just seeing Brad Stevens in it, I'm like, oh shit, like they really snapped for this fucking movie. And they went all the way authentic. They in the real Sixers office. They're like, this shit dope. Mm-hmm. This shit dope.
And basketball wise, very realistic, good basketball scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Good basketball being played. It wasn't like the over like crazy crosses. It was like very good basketball. It was one of the better basketball scenes in movies I've seen.
Yeah, definitely wasn't guys jumping off trampolines. Like they got a real athlete, a real NBA player to play the role. So yeah, I don't think we could honestly say enough good about it, but I guess we could get into the top 5 sports movies.
Before we do that, Anthony Edwards,
he's
a star.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is a star.
I could definitely see him in a couple movies.
Anthony Edwards is a star. He's got the personality. And if Anthony Edwards wasn't on the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards is a star on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is hard to do. Ask Kevin Garnett. Like it's like Kevin Love almost got there, and he went to UCLA. And I wouldn't even say Kevin Love's a maybe national name, but I'd say KG's probably the only one that did it in our lifetime.
Yeah, I feel like we know Kevin Love. Maybe not from the Timberwolves, but we definitely know Kevin Love around there.
Anthony Edwards, if he was on the Knicks, is probably like a household name.
We would get LeBron coverage.
Yeah, 100%.
We would get LeBron coverage.
The basketball scenes were so good that I almost think Juancho should be a solid NBA player.
And that's the thing. It seems like he actually is. Maybe not.
Know why he's not a starter. Because I'm looking at
the right spot.
I'm looking at his stats, and I'm like, oh, he's legit 6'9".
Yeah.
He doesn't just look tall. He's a legit 6'9", and the moves he's doing in the movies isn't shit you can fake.
Nah, hell
like, you can't fake being 6'9" and being able to cross and dribble. I don't give a fuck. Like you can't fake that coordination. You just can't.
At all.
So it's like, if he's that coordinated and with that stroke, I don't understand how he's not a starter on somebody's team, and a good team at that.
I'm pretty sure he's going to get a nice little role next year, wherever he lands. just off the roll of the movie. Like, oh shit, he
think
can actually play a little bit.
And shit, we're talking about Anthony Edwards. That guy did a great fucking job being a main character in a movie.
Yeah, and playing his role to perfection.
He did a really good job. So like, people are botching that, like geeking at the Adam Sandler shit. Like when he got that big Netflix contract, is that what you want? He's produced for them.
He's producing, and yeah, for what it's worth, he ain't put out no bullshit yet.
I mean, he put out some bullshit ass movies, but like he also put out he put out like a couple
I wasn't
bullshit.
mad at them joints, and I don't, like I said before, I don't really like Adam Sandler movies, but the joints that he put out, the little stupid family funny movies, I was like, they ain't that bad.
But he so far in his Netflix joint, I know he did like The Righteous Six when he first saw it, and that shit was soft. And then he did like it was like the Sandy Wexler one I thought was kind of funny. And then he did Uncut Gems, which is critically acclaimed. I think his highest rated movie ever on Rotten Tomatoes. And now he's got Hustle, which is like his second or third. Great movies.
Yeah,
good for Adam.
For sure.
Good for Adam. So top 5 sports movies all time.
How you want to do it? You want to start at 5? Is there?
You want to draft? You want to draft?
Draft. Let's take it retro. Hold on. First off, I gotta throw out there an honorable mention. I didn't know if it would count. It was a documentary. I would have had it number 1. It would have been Hoop Dreams.
Hoop Dreams. We're on the same page there. Shout out to my buddy Kyle. He said it to me earlier too. He's like, "You count Hoop Dreams?" I was like, "It's a great doc. I can't count it as a movie. It's not what I'm looking for." Hoop Dreams is a fucking fire. Like I think I've watched Hoop Dreams probably 2 or 3 times. It's just a really good watch.
Yeah, I never realized it was 3 hours till today.
It's such a good fucking movie.
Go first.
I'm not gonna put Hustle in this.
Okay.
My number 1 pick, I'm gonna play it safe here and make sure it doesn't get off the board. I'm going Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. I'm glad you took that because it was not in my top 5. Why would you take that one?
That's funny. You don't have Remember the Titans in your top 5 sports movies.
My top 5. Why is it so high for you?
I think because Remember the Titans is not only nostalgic for us, but overall great movie with a great cast. The main character and Denzel Washington. We've got Wood Harrison there. Great message. And I'm a sucker for true stories.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for true stories.
Not mad at Remember the Titans. Definitely got good memories. That was definitely something we watched growing up. Great movie. Number 1 for me, I feel like I'm going Ali. I feel like that
wasn't even on my list, and you are right. That's a
I felt like that's
a great.
Like you said, true story. They dug into everything from religion to politics to his life to infidelity to real boxing. The fact that he really trained to be this, then he's gaining weight to be older. It was just amazing. Seeing his relationships with Malcolm X and
now that we're going, we could probably stretch this to a top 10, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, but Ali for me definitely number 1 off the board.
Will Smith's an amazing actor, and that's a great movie. Jamie Foxx killed his role in that as well.
Killed the role. Everybody in there, top tier acting.
Number 2, I'm gonna go with one of my personal faves. I don't know if this is a consensus because I don't know. Like I feel like it is, but He Got Game.
It was in my top 5. That's a good pick.
He Got Game.
Good pick.
I mean, like, I don't know if there's much more of a breakdown. We're talking about basketball scenes. That's a good basketball scene. That's one of my more favorite Spike Lee. Denzel Washington, man, that motherfucker is great. I mean, there's
honestly, even with that, like, that's the opposite of Hustler. Like, we get a top prospect at this time. We see what the college visits like. Oh, you get the party, you get the 2 girls in the bed. You got people offering you money, this, that, and the third. Your dad's out of jail. He's trying to be in your life. You're not feeling it. That was a deep movie.
Like and just like we're saying with Anthony Edwards and Hancho, Ray Allen, I think he's one and done. That might be his only movie. That is a great performance by Ray Allen. But peak Denzel, an absolute character you should not want to root for. And somehow you're still like, man, fuck, pick that school, man. Pick that school. I mean, here he is killing the guy's mom by accident, whatever it is. But, like, it's a character we 100% should not root for. And somehow you find the whole movie you're rooting for him. That's like a great movie.
Number 2, I'm in a toss-up, but I'm going to go Friday Night Lights. I feel like Friday Night Lights was just crazy from the aspect of I always like the younger athletes like high school and just seeing how they talked about the players behind their backs how big-headed some players were. Again, another true story. Something as simple in the movie, and you see it out older because I didn't really catch it when I was younger. But when they at the dinner table and he said, "Oh, you got Booby Miles, just get that nigga the ball." I'm like,
Dude.
God damn,
dude.
just a line
100%.
as simple as that is just like, whoa, like
If
this
you-
is really how they talk
Yep,
about
I was
this.
gonna say, have you been to any barbershop or anything around local high school sports? 100%. And that's opposite side. I mean, you almost never felt who played him.
Derek Luke, his name?
Derek Luke, good actor. When he
Yeah.
blew his knee out and basically like
Oh gosh,
crying to his uncle, like, yo, I don't know what the fuck to do without football. That's an amazing scene. And then they had the alcoholic dad and the son with that pairing. It was just great scenes. You got the quarterback. That's a good pick. That's a good
We got a
movie.
whole 30 for 30 about it. We see what Derek Luke's character Booby Miles was doing now, driving trucks. It was just it's a good movie, and seeing where they are now is just interesting.
I'm looking at my list and I'm like, man, I could go anywhere here.
You can.
Number 3, I'm gonna go an absolute classic here. The Sandlot.
I'm not mad at that pick. It wasn't in my top 5, but I'm not mad
You
at that.
gotta
pick.
go with the Sandlot, man.
Personal favorites. I am not mad at that pick.
You gotta go with the Sandlot. Might be one of the you have to watch movies as a kid.
Yeah,
You have to watch.
Definitely something you
And
grow
still,
up
if you watch it as an adult, test the time.
and
100%.
it makes you want to go outside, pick up a bat and a ball.
Yeah, it's a flawless movie. They did a perfect build up about the ball and the monster, and then you finally get to that climax of the movie where they hit the ball. They do all this to get over there, and here it is, this nice ass fucking blind man helping them. He's a famous baseball player. Like, it's just a great feel good classic tale. Yeah, Sandlot. That's number 3 for me.
Number 3 might be a little recency bias, but I felt like it was an amazing movie. I wanted to take it too, but I felt like he was going to take Friday Night Lights. So I'm going to go with King Richard. Will Smith's Oscar. Maybe a little recency bias, but
not on my list at all, but amazing movie.
I feel like it was one of the best sports movies I ever watched in my life. Him protecting his daughters all the way until they grown. Again, that's 3 straight from me. Another true story. Will Smith, that's 2 for Will Smith from me. So it seems like he can't miss when it comes to sports movies. But if you still haven't seen King Richard, just DM me and ask me for my HBO Max password. I got you.
Yeah, that's an amazing movie, and you have to go with that. Number 4 for me. This is gonna be tough because we're getting top. It's gonna be hard for me to keep just 5 on the list. Number 4 for me. I almost feel like this is such a classic movie that people forget that it's a sports movie. Number 4, I had to go Rocky.
I wasn't never a Rocky fan, but I want to hear why you took it for.
I don't know how you could not be a Rocky fan, but like I'm literally 10 minutes away from the Rocky statue. That's how much of a historic movie that is.
Yeah, that's some heavy shit.
Yeah, I'm a top 5 major city in America, and I'm 10 minutes away from the Rocky statue in front of the fucking Museum of Art in Philadelphia. I don't know if there's ever been a sports movie that made that much of an impact to make a historical statue at one of the most famous places in the city, in Center City, Rocky. I mean,
double back because I don't have the reverence for Rocky like people do, but I do feel like I need to double back to Rocky.
100%. It's just such a good. I mean, you got to think, and there's a good story behind it. Sylvester Stallone was like a very mid-tier, like struggling, not getting roles actor. Wrote the script himself, was shopping it around, wanted to play it himself, and that completely launched his career to today. Like, he's still A-list celebrity. So I mean I don't know if there's been more of a movie that could epitomize the hustle and the struggle and the hardworking class as Rocky for Philadelphia. So it's got to go in my top 5.
Watching a movie.
100%.
Number 4, to me, this is probably the coolest sports movie ever made. Just to me, I know it's not probably on a lot of people's top 5 list, but it's always been in mine. Any Given Sunday, one of my favorite movies ever, period. Any Given Sunday was probably the coolest fucking sports movie I ever seen. From the scenes of Willie Beeman rapping his song, Jamie Foxx again just killing a role. Willie Beeman. Then they got the DMX playing while oh my gosh, it was just a good movie. Then the fact you would Al Pacino in there killing his role as the coach.
LL Cool J,
fucking great. LL Cool J, they doing coke. You got Lawrence Taylor, a legendary football player. It was a great movie to me.
You know what's crazy, man? I put that in my group chat earlier, and they said it was shit. And I'm like, there's not a shot.
Yeah, they got to read that.
It's a great movie. It's great. It's great directed. It's that over top direction. Everything's fast paced. Absolutely love that movie. That's a good pick. Fuck, this is hard, man. I think we're gonna have to take this to 10. I don't know if you're ready for that.
I could find some.
Because I got a shit ton. It's tough. So I'm on 5, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, dog, there's so many movies I can't leave out here. But number 5, if I have to pick one, White Man Can't Jump.
I'm not mad at White Man Can't Jump.
White Man Can't Jump. I gotta go with White Man Can't Jump.
Great movie.
White Man Can't Jump. 100%. I just rewatched it Sunday too. It's just
okay.
Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson. It's a great movie, and they're coming with a remake pretty soon here, so we'll see how that goes.
They are coming with the remake.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 was a little curveball for me. Again, just like you, I just watched this for the first time last weekend. Another true story. I'm gonna go with 42. Rest in peace to
42.
Chadwick.
That's a good movie.
Jackie Robinson's story. That shit was crazy. Just seeing what he had to go through, and it wasn't even so much so the sports, but just I like the behind the scenes, how people acting towards you. Just the scene with he's playing the Phillies and the fucking other coach from another team talking about some, hey, nigga. Like, that's crazy that this shit was really going on in a major league game. I was just like, yo, like he was really going through this, and then to have to deal with it to quote unquote be the good black guy and not lash out. It was deep. Heavy movie for me. I fuck with 42. That's where I'm going for that right there.
So should we keep drafting, or you want me to just read off some of these on this list and we can go like that?
It's up to you, man.
You got another 5 in you.
I could get 5.
All right. So if I'm going 6 here, let's go.
My personal favorites, but yeah, keep going.
Oh, like I've got some personal favorites if we're going 6. So far I got 1. I've got Remember the Titans, He Got Game, Sandlot, Rocky, and White Man Can't Jump.
Mm-hmm.
If I am going 6 here, I think I have to go Glory Road.
Not mad at Glory Road. That was on my list. Not in the top 5, but it was on the list.
I'm a big fan of Glory Road. Another true story.
Mm-hmm.
Great acted. Racial undertones, obviously, not necessarily, but it was a very good movie, good timepiece.
Definitely a great movie. Something you could watch 10 times over. It doesn't.
And it's one of those movies that if it's on TV, you don't turn it off.
For sure. 6. I'm in my personal favorite bag now. I'm going with Hardball.
I didn't even have that on my list, and that is a fucking classic.
Watching Hardball as a kid, it was just different.
Come on.
That was probably the first time I watched a movie. I haven't cried on a movie yet. Still, I'm not proud of that. But seeing G Baby get killed in that movie was probably one of the saddest moments in movie history, and it's just like, damn. But what's the authenticity of the movie? Having the kids cuss, knowing they from rough neighborhoods. You got this white guy gambling, trying to coach these black kids, gets attached to him.
I love it. Keanu Reeves, man, he doesn't get the credit he deserves as an actor.
Great movie.
This is tough for me, man, because I've got so many. Like, I almost forgot how many good sports movies there were.
It's a lot.
Number 7, and I think I'm gonna have some that you maybe have never seen or just like you've heard of, but you haven't got to. Number 7, I'm gonna go Jerry Maguire.
Oh yeah, definitely no Jerry Maguire.
I'm gonna go show me the money.
Show me the money, man.
Show me the fucking money. One of the classic. I mean, that was pretty early on to the whole sports agents are scumbags thing. I mean, Jerry has the epiphany. We're pieces of shit. We take advantage of these players. They throw their body away. We got Rod Tidwell, Cuba Gooding Jr. classic performance. He's showing the family. He's putting his, and finally he gets paid. It's a nice love story behind it, and that's one of those movies as well. If I see it, it's on. I'm not turning it off.
Yeah, definitely a perspective that we don't see much from the agent. So that was definitely cool. What we at 7?
Yep.
7. I'm going another classic, another movie we grew up on, another favorite for Hoopers. I'm gonna go with Love and Basketball.
Oh, that was not on my list.
This a movie. I mean, down to the love story, to success, to struggle. Everything was in Love and Basketball. And if you love basketball, you're gonna love that fucking movie. It's no way you could not say you don't like. I haven't heard anybody ever say they don't like Love and Basketball.
Here's the tough part as we get to 8, and like I love sports movies, but I'm fighting the nostalgia here.
Mhm.
And it's like I feel like I have to name some of these. So number 8, I'm gonna fuck around and break it out. Space Jam.
Great pick.
I can't leave Space Jam off. It's too. I mean, it's Space Jam. I can't leave Space Jam off the sports
Great
movie.
pick. I'm mad I didn't pick that. That's a great pick. We don't even have to talk about Space Jam. We know
It's
what
just
the
like
fuck
everybody
is.
knows it. Like the original's the original. Like
Yeah.
I saw not the second one. I mean, it really kind of goes into how big of a celebrity Michael Jordan was.
And I'm gonna follow you up with the childhood great movies. So I'm gonna go with Mighty Ducks.
Fuck, man, that was on my list. That was my list.
Play hockey in my life, but Mighty Ducks. If anything ever made me want to play hockey, it was Mighty Ducks. They had the coolest jerseys. Funny movie. Wasn't a Disney kid, but I fucked with Mighty Ducks. Yeah, it's just nothing more you can say about it. Great movie. Shout out to Mighty Ducks, man.
That's a good pick. Number 9. I don't know if you've ever watched this one, but this is a sports classic. Field of Dreams.
Great movie.
Field of Dreams is a fucking great movie, and that was fighting for a spot in my top 5. Like maybe if you asked me on another day, but that's just a classic piece of cinema. If you haven't watched that, check that out. That's a great movie.
We had 8.
9.
9, so we got 2 left.
You got 2 left.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with The Express. I don't know if you've seen that. That's the one about Ernie Davis. He got sick. He was a running back for the Browns. Damn, you don't remember that? Great movie, right? He played. It was a football movie. Black guy, of course, in that era where it was a little racist still.
No, I'm thinking of Brian's song. It's not that.
Nah, great movie. He went to Syracuse and then got drafted by the Browns by Jim Brown. His nose started bleeding and shit. Found out he had cancer and all this. It was a good movie, but it was sad as fuck.
I'm fighting on if I want to go funny movies or not.
I'm going childhood classic as my 10 if you don't pick it.
And I don't. Yeah, you got that one because I'm trying to go funny and I don't want to go funny. I'm gonna go number 10. I feel like you told me you'd never seen this. Moneyball.
Never seen it. Heard great things about it.
Moneyball would have to wrap out my 10.
Not mad at that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard amazing things about it. And then 10, I'm gonna go with another childhood classic. Finish it out with the childhood classic, Little Giants. One of the coolest movies I've seen as well, as far as sports movies. And if anything ever made me want to play Little League football, it was fucking Little Giants.
That's where they put the sticky shit on the boys' hands. Yep.
Yeah. That was a great movie, man.
Those are good top 10s, man. I'm not mad at those. The only ones I had left on my list, The Greatest Game Ever Played. You've probably never seen that.
No.
It's a golf movie with Shia LaBeouf. A League of Their Own, which is one of my faves. I probably should have put that in my top 10.
Great movie.
There's No Crying in Baseball. That's a line. Invincible, Mark Wahlberg, Eagles. Great movie. Tin Cup, another golf one you probably never seen. Mighty Ducks. Waterboy,
yeah, it counts. It counts.
Waterboy, Happy Gilmore.
Only movie that I felt like we didn't hit was I like The Replacements.
The Replacements. Great fucking movie. Great movie.
I like The Replacements. Everybody likes Hoosiers.
Blue Chips.
And everybody, I feel like, what was the one when the little young boy broke his arm?
I was Rookie of the Year. That was on my list. It just didn't make it. Yeah. And then if we went into Disney movies, I'd go Brink and Johnny Tsunami.
Don't know either.
No, really.
I've seen them. I don't know. I can't think of it off the top of my head now.
You remember Double Teen where they had the twins on the Disney movies, the twin girls playing basketball?
No. How did we not get Air Bud in there?
How did we not get Air Bud?
Air Bud wasn't there, man.
Dude, and Coach Carter too. We didn't say that.
Carter, yeah.
That was a good one as well. I mean, there's a shit ton. I don't know if I do know Hustle doesn't crack my top 10, but it is a really good movie.
Definitely.
There's a few other ones. What is it? $1 Million Baby?
$1 Million Baby. Yeah, I wanted to say that too.
$1 Million Baby. That's a great movie. And I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know if have you seen The Fighter?
I haven't. I see it's on Netflix now. I haven't.
You got to watch that. 100%. That's a true story as well about a boxer and his brother who ends up being a meth head crackhead. Mark Wahlberg's in it and Val Kilmer. Absolutely great movie. There's a shit ton of good sports cinema. Yeah, man. I think we've got some strong lists. I will go on to bat and say my list was stronger than yours.
I don't think you believe that, but I'll let you have that.
And maybe I'll put a poll up and try and summarize how I can put 10 things in one list. But yeah, I do believe that I probably had the better list. Yeah.
I would love to see who they think has the better list.
I think you lost them at
only movie I could have lost them at was maybe Little Giants. And if they didn't see The Express, maybe my
The Express as well. Yeah, so I won that one. Random thoughts.
Random thoughts. Did you see the woman that hit the jackpot in the casino for $49.2 million?
No.
$42.9 million?
No, there's that big of a jackpot somewhere.
She hit that shit in the casino, and they came to her and told her the machine malfunctioned.
No.
I would be fucking heated.
No.
You think you win $42 million in a casino?
No, bro.
And they come to you and tell you the machine malfunctioned? Nah,
that's not how it works.
We're not going.
That's not how it works.
We're not going.
It's not how it works.
We're not going. Yeah, that was just one of the most fucked up things I've seen this past week. And random thought is, I gotta sue for at least 40 of that 42.
I need some of that money.
Yeah, something. I think they gave her a steak dinner. Yeah, disrespectful.
I'm trying to think what random thought I wanted to go for. Not gonna do it.
Oh, he's stepping out. He's stepping out.
I'm not gonna do it. Nah, fuck that. Random thought. I guess we didn't touch on this. I was gonna say, is it toxic masculinity if you won't let a girl eat your ass? But I don't necessarily know if that's like I've never came across that situation. But like my buddy had told me a girl tried to eat his ass, and he said no, and she said he was being toxic. That was exhibiting toxic masculinity, and I don't necessarily think that is toxic masculinity. I think everyone just because you don't want your ass ate doesn't mean you're toxic. You know?
I just feel like you don't want your ass ate.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's I ain't ready for that yet.
Yeah, I just don't want that. Like maybe it's 65, I don't know, but like if that's not where I'm at in life. I just don't. That's not something that appeals to me at the moment. Random thought. I want to say the Warriors are the most underrated dynasty in the history of the NBA, but I also feel like it's warranted. For whatever reason they keep winning. I just don't feel like they're that good of a team.
That's crazy because I feel like they not that good. Because even when I'm watching them, like, how did they win?
I just don't get it.
I don't either, but I guess when they talk about championship pedigree, blah, 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 I guess whatever the fuck that is, they actually got that shit.
I just don't get it. So whatever it is, but yeah, that's my random thought. They definitely got 4 chips in like 8 years, but to me, they don't match up with the 2000s Lakers. And I even thinking and I'm not a Brown guy, but even thinking I don't know if that Warriors team beats the Heat with D Wade and Bob.
Prime Heat, nah. I
don't know if that Warriors team beats the Spurs that beat the Heat.
Yeah, young Kawhi, Tim Duncan. Yeah, that's where
I'm like, that's why I'm saying they're probably the most underrated dynasty because they probably do. In all honesty, they probably do beat both of those teams, but I just can't see it.
I mean that's a good random thought. Yeah, I don't. They might be the most underrated, especially because we're talking about them like this.
We're shitting on them right now. Well, 100%. Somebody asked me, "Are they better than the Bulls dynasty?" And I want to say that 2000s Laker team is the best team ever. I don't I challenge you to tell me a team that had, because I can make the argument that Kobe and Shaq are both top 5, and that's an argument. But I think there's no argument that Kobe and Shaq are both top 10.
I would want to see them against the 17 Warriors.
I don't know if there's ever been a team with 2 top 10 players of all time on it. I guess Magic Johnson and Kareem.
Yeah.
And I'm a Lakers fan, but I feel like Kobe and Shaq work Magic and Kareem.
They might. I don't know. It would be tough because Magic big as shit. So
like
it
Kobe
would
bust
definitely be
Magic
tough.
ass, and I feel like I'm really downplaying these guys, but I feel like Shaq bust Kareem's ass.
Nah, Shaq bust Kareem's ass.
That's what I'm saying, and I feel like there's
bust Kareem's ass.
There's not a shot in the world Magic Johnson sticking Kobe Bryant, and Magic has said it multiple times. Kobe's the best Laker.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's outside of those two combinations, which is good for a Lakers fan. I don't know if there's ever been two top 10 players on one team. So I feel like they're the best team.
It's not an easy decision at all.
No. But yeah, good. Congrats to the Warriors. I mean, Steph. And as weird as all this shit is, bro, I still don't think Steph's better than Magic Johnson on the point guard list either.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I don't think I'm ready to see that.
Are you putting Steph at number one all time?
No.
Yeah, I can't put Steph number one. Bless you. I can't put Steph number one point guard all time.
I definitely think Magic still got that spot on lock for sure.
100%. Klay Thompson, I wouldn't say like he might be like 7 or 8 shooting guard all time, maybe 6. I don't know. I have to look at the shooting guards.
Yeah, I don't know if he's top 10, but he might be. I don't know. He might be.
Draymond a top 10 defender all time?
I don't see it, but everybody else does, and I'm not going to act like I'm the biggest defensive basketball guru. So if if the masses say it, maybe he is, but I don't see it.
Same. So I just don't. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know.
All right, we had songs of the week.
Songs of the week. This was the long one. That sports pod really took off.
Yeah, this was necessary though. Song of the week. I'm gonna go with I don't think I played it. I played Lucci and Dolph before.
Didn't even. I don't know. I didn't even get to the. Didn't even get to the Logic interview I wanted to talk about.
Felt like I played it, but it's getting played again. This is Lucci and Dolph. I'm going.
Yeah, we're on like episode 100. Oh, you could replay one.
When you see me, you know that I'm blasting it. No harness, you know that I'm having it. No partner with me, that my savages. Like 300K in my mattress. Like 800K in my edit. Like for that paper, I'ma edit. Play with me and we gon' get at it. Pull up and some shit look like a bread truck. Got some shit that'll take that a bread truck. Now you can't go on that truck, bro. We ain't got time for no slippers. We ain't sure how to be hookers. We try and hit our vet. Kick them out the car, vet. You kick them, come out to these sons. Know that I'm dripping, no slip, bitch, I'm wet. My partner's a Leo and wet. I got a little pussy getting wet. I spent like 300 a set. The counts on me, tell them Roger that. No play on me, Russian roulette.
And John accidentally muted himself, so I am going to play my buddy Gabe's song, Sugar Hollows. It's called Follow the River.
I'm still screaming, fuck the cops. I'm still screaming, fuck the
I'm back.
I'm still in and out of traps. Fuck everybody and fuck everything, and I mean it.
I'm going off the Gangsta Grills.
When you mute your mic and you're sharing your screen, it mutes the whole thing.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
I am going to play my buddy Gabe's song. There's a band called the Sugar Hollows. They're stationed in Richmond, and him and his buddy started their own record label a few months ago. This is one of their first songs off their EP coming out soon. It's called Follow the River.
Motion. You getting paid for this?
No, I just really enjoy this song.
All right.
bloodshot eyes. Going on a trip somewhere far away. I can only move my feet. I'd make it there someday. Maybe today. Follow the river, let it take you home. Follow the river, let it take you home. Let it take you. Follow the river, let it take you home. Follow the river, let it take you home. Let it take you. I was tethered down, but I found my way out. Just gonna take it in, take it in. There's so much to see, but I can't be.
And that is the Sugar Hollows Follow the River. All right, it's been another good show. A little longer than we like to run, but solid time. Let me know if I have the best sports movie list over John's. You're on mute. So it's like that's you're on mute.
No, I do, but till next time.
So next time.